888-971-SAGE, 888-971-7243. Al is in Richmond, California. Al, you're on the Larry Elder Show. Thank you so much for calling. I appreciate it.
Yeah, North Richmond, California. Thank you. I was just listening to the program, and, compliance is really great. I mean, my theory is that my thought pattern is don't let an officer be the arresting officer, the judge, the jury, and the executioner. It's unfortunate. I've had these talks with young men before, and don't let that happen to you. But, some police officers are afraid. I think some people often be quite arrogant. And in reality, you don't have to follow a directive from a cop if you don't feel safe.
Oh, yes, you do. Give me an example. Give me an example of when you don't feel safe and you can refuse an order, a lawful order from an officer.
Okay. First of all, they don't order. They give you a directive. And if I'm sitting in my car and I haven't done anything,
semantics, Al. Semantics.
No, it's not semantics. If I feel safe in my car, if the cop is rude, I don't want to confront this guy. Give me a supervisor.
If a cop has a justifiable reason to stop you and probable cause to ask you certain questions, you do not have a right to refuse.
I have a right to not even answer the question. You can
be taken to jail.
Well, then that's a false arrest.
It's not a false arrest. This is what happened with Sandra Bland in Texas. I'm sorry.
If I have not done anything wrong, and I don't want to exit my car, if I have speeding, as long as I don't have a warrant, give me a ticket and send me on my way. I certainly have a right to refuse.
You have a right to refuse what?
If I haven't broken the law.
Al, you have a right to refuse a lawful order, and you will then be arrested. So if you want to be arrested, go ahead.
Well, how do you know it's a lawful order?
You see, Al, your attitude is exactly why these black kids are doing what they're doing. Here you are, a grown man who knows better. I'm sorry, we're not going to talk over each other. Here you are, a grown man who knows better, telling people, well, unless you feel you haven't done anything wrong, you don't have to listen to them. What do you mean if you feel you haven't done anything wrong? Officer pulls you over. You can say, officer, what have I done? It depends on the policy of the department as to whether or not the officer is going to respond to you. But you do not have a right to demand these kinds of things. You don't. And this is why people are getting killed. Tell young people to comply. Sort out any other thing on the other end of it. If you feel that that the order has been unlawful, deal with it later on. In fact, this issue has been litigated all the way up to the California Supreme Court, if I'm not mistaken. And the court ruled that even if you feel the order is unlawful, unless it is accompanied with force, you do not have a right to refuse. You have a right to complain later on, file a complaint, file a lawsuit, everything you want. Can you imagine what kind of society we're going to have if you decide, well, I don't believe what the officer is commanding me is lawful or not because I feel I haven't done anything? Where would we be as a society? Officer, I didn't speed. I don't feel like I was speeding. Well, yes, you were. No, I don't feel like I was. So, therefore, you're not going to abide by my order? No, I'm not, because I don't feel I've done anything wrong. Are you kidding me? You are the problem, Mr. Richmond from California, North Richmond. You are the problem. Not Larry Elder, you. Would Jacob Blake be in a wheelchair had he cooperated? If it is true that George Floyd's drugs had nothing whatever to do with his death, then had he cooperated, he'd be alive. Did Obama tell people to cooperate? Has he said a word about that? Not a damn thing. Cambridge police acted stupidly. Oh, we got a place here called Ferguson. Well, Black Lives Matter. Let's embrace them. Let's bring Al Sharpton into the White House 70 or 80 times. If I had a son, he'd look like Trayvon. Oh, another shooting of another unarmed black man by law enforcement. Are you helping anything? Are you helping anything? Meanwhile, Barack Obama, read his first book. He chastised a character in his book named Ray, who felt the same way that Al did. Chastised him and said, look, you're making things worse. Stop pulling out the race card, he told this guy. Obama ran against a former Black Panther for the House. Did you know that? In Chicago. Got his butt kicked. And the reason Obama ran against him is because he thought he was irresponsible. Thought he was a race card whipping Al Sharpton type. Got his butt kicked. And the politician realized that in order to win, you have to get 13% of the population plus a bunch of white liberals who sympathize, angry about systemic racism, angry about the nonsensical narrative that the police are engaging in brutality against blacks just because they're black. That's what gets votes. You think he's telling Sasha and Malia to disagree with an order, Al, just because she thinks that maybe the order is not a lawful one? Or do you think Obama says, you comply, irrespective of what you think, we'll sort it out later? What do you think he's telling Sasha and Malia, Al? You're making the world worse. And the point is, you don't even realize it. You think I'm the bad guy. That's how they've manipulated you, Al. That's how they've led you by your nose for your vote.